Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Today we'll be talking about Esther.
Esther.
You
Esther?
know the Queen Esther from the Bible.
Okay, what about her?
Can we talk about the real story? Let me go get the Bible and Bible. Coming back. A sec.
Okay, so Apphy is going to get her Bible and we're going to talk about Queen Esther. Yes, that famous Jewess that saved her people from the plot by the wicked Haman. And here she comes. Oh, she got the Bible and she got her her book. All right.
So who's going first to read?
Well, Apphy, first let's try and keep this video at 10 minutes because we're gonna put it up on YouTube, right? So we gotta make it quick. So we have maybe what, 2 minutes left? I mean, sorry, 8 minutes left. Got 8 minutes left. So Esther.
Esther.
All
So
right.
who's going first?
Well,
Well, I have to find it.
I guess I can go first.
Wait, just a second. I'm literally dragging my...
Well, Esther, the book of Esther is just before the book of Job. Okay? And
Okay.
summarize the story, right? Queen Esther became the queen
Yes.
of the Mede Persian Empire. Right?
Okay.
Right. And she became queen because the queen who was before Esther, Vashti, she did not obey the king's command to come and show herself to his royal subjects. So his counselors said what she did is not good, because when it gets out that the queen disobeyed the king's order, that all the husbands or the men in the kingdom, you know, the wives will disobey their husbands because of that. So they need to replace her with a woman more honorable, a queen more honorable, in her stead. So they did a search for all the prettiest girls in the kingdom, and Esther was chosen. Now, Esther was a Jew, but she didn't tell that to the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody in the kingdom, except of course her uncle Mordacai, knew that she was a Jew. And so Mordacai, there was a counselor called Haman, who the king promoted to be in charge of a lot of stuff. And it was said that people should, you know, whenever he passes by, people should you know, show him respect and bow to him.
Yes.
But for some reason Mordecai would not do it.
Because he would only serve his God. He shall not bow to any other man, just like the first commandment in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not, you know, you shall only obey God.
Well, actually, after that's not necessarily true. Because people bow to kings all the time. They bow to King David, they bow to King Solomon. It was just simply, to be honest, Mordecai was just being disrespectful to Haman.
Oh.
He just didn't like him for whatever reason.
Wait, but sometimes when I read a book, and when I read that book or that, sometimes.
Now, let's remember, we gotta keep this short, okay? Now, you know, even though Mordecai disrespected Haman, Haman went too far in trying to get his you know, in trying to I guess get back at Mordecai.
Yes.
He tried to kill off all the Jews. That's crazy. You know, he should have kept it with Mordecai, you know, but instead he tried to kill all the Jews.
Oh yeah, and because of that, Haman knows that that Mordecai is a Jew, so maybe Haman thought that all Jews do that same thing, and he decided to tell the king, and the king just agreed or something with that law. Maybe he had just agreed with that law, but Haman didn't know that Esther was a Jew, and so when she heard what was wrong with Mordecai and the Jews, she knew that she was troubled too.
Right. And Mordecai said, don't believe that because you're in the palace that, this won't reach you. Maybe you became queen for such a time as this.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so, what did Esther do?
She told Mordecai that gather all our people and stay in one place for 3 days. Fast. My servants and I will do the same thing. And in 3 days I will go and go to the king. But even though that I'm going to die, if I perish, she said that, if I perish, I perish.
Right.
Oh,
right. So she went to the king. And after 3 days of fasting, no food and no drinking. Wow. Her and all her people. She and their animals too. She went into the king. The king put out his scepter. She touched it, and then he said to her, right, just like this. And he said to her, what is thy petition, my queen? I'll give it to you up to half of my kingdom. And from there on in, it was the end for Haman, because in the end, what did she do in the end? What did she do? What did Queen Esther do?
Well, in the end, she asked the king. Well, next she asked the king to go to a banquet, but the king asked her, "What is your request?" But she said, shall prepare another banquet the next night." And then she made her request by saying that, "Please don't make my people and I be trouble." And the king said, Who would dare torture my queen?" And she said, "Haman." And the king put Haman in prison and replaced Mordecai.
Oh no, he didn't go in prison. He was hanged.
He was hanged on the gallows.
That's right. On the gallows that he built to hang Mordecai.
Was I reading properly, or am I dreaming?
What? In the end, the moral of the story is this.
Always think before.
Is one.
Yeah.
Nothing happens by chance.
Mm-hmm.
Esther became queen for a reason.
For this
and also that the Lord put her there, put her in a place of influence so she could save her people. And the other lesson is, of course, we should give honor to who honor is due. If Mordecai had given Haman the respect he should have gotten, it wouldn't have happened. But maybe it was from the Lord that Mordecai did not bow to Haman, just to get rid of Haman and to uplift the Jewish people. It's very possible. And also that wives should respect their husbands. But then again, also maybe Vashti disobeyed the king. It was all a part of God's plan, or God simply uses any situation to bring himself glory. Because first it began with Vashti refusing the king. Because of that, Esther became queen. Because of Mordecai not bowing to Haman, then Haman plotted against the Jews, and God delivered his people and made the Jews to be honored in the sight of all people. So that's that. Thanks for watching. And the last words
Oh
of
wait,
it?
I have to say something.
What's that? What you gotta say?
I wanted to say that there is a mystery about Esther too, because no one knows if Esther had a child or when Esther died. So that's the only mystery, only one about Esther that I know. But there's no other mystery that I know. Wait, is there one more mystery that I know? I got to think.
Alright, that's it. Later.
Later.